So you're thinking about moving to Dallas, Texas? Well, don't. Absolutely do not do it. Just kidding. Now that may have sounded, if you watched one of our other videos about don't move to Dallas, we covered quite a few suburbs all around Dallas. However, we kind of skipped over this northeast corridor that we're talking about today. This is a section of Dallas that I feel is highly underrated, and I would call the hidden gem right now in the Dallas area. So we're going to cover a high-level overview on each and every suburb in this northeast corridor, and then take you on a quick trip around those neighborhoods so you can see it for yourself. And we're going to get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is about living in Dallas, Texas and the surrounding areas, then subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to learn about the current market in Dallas. My name is Levi. You know my partner Travis and I and the team, we get calls and emails every single day from people just like you and you and you and you looking to make their move to Dallas, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. Happy to help you make a smooth move to Dallas. So as I mentioned, we're going to cover the northeast corridor of Dallas, and actually we've got full vlog tours on Wylie, on Parker, on Fairview, on Lucas, and on Sachse as well. So if you want to really dig into each of these individually, then feel free to check out those videos. But this is just going to kind of give you a high-level overview, just a brief explanation of each one. But we do have driving footage of each one as well, so we can kind of show you around town a little bit, or each of the towns as well. So with that, let's hop in my computer. We will check out the Google map and start walking you around town. All right, so here we are on the map now. I just want to show you what I'm talking about. We have Dallas right down here. And whenever I talk about this northeast corridor, I'm talking about right up here. And you can see you got, well, I just kind of marked through Fairview right there, but you got Fairview, you've got Sachse, you've got Wylie, you've got Murphy, you've got Parker, you've got Lucas. So that's kind of what we're covering today. And we've actually got full vlog tours on all of these, as well as some map tours on top of that. So we're kind of going to go in clockwise fashion, starting with Wylie. So let me kind of clear this out here and clear out everything. And so we'll see as we take a look at Wylie. It's right up here, kind of nestled right between Lake Ray Hubbard, which you have right here. You have Levon Lake right there as well. And so you're in good proximity to both of those lakes. Actually, any of these areas right up here are in great proximity to the Levon Lake and Lake Ray Hubbard. But if I tap into here, let me get rid of this real quick. If you tap in here and you look at Wylie, going to downtown Dallas. Let's look at, you can see the borders. Let me show you the borders here real quick as well. But you can see here, it kind of borders up here on the lake. You've got Avalon Park right over here. It's a great little spot. You got Founders Park. That's where we were at for our full vlog tour over there as well. But let me just show you, just so you get some idea of some proximity here to directions. And if we say Dallas, down to downtown Dallas, is going to be right around, as you can see here, 32 minutes. It's right at 28 miles. And you kind of have to get down here and hit the George Bush Turnpike and then get to I-30 and take that west. So no tolls on I-30. George Bush Turnpike is a toll road, but you probably won't hit that many whenever you hit this section right here and you head down to 30. So otherwise, mostly an easy shot, but you have about 30 minutes, and that's clear on a sunny day with no traffic as well. So if you're going to be commuting to downtown Dallas, that should give you an idea of what that looks like. 30, and I would probably add an extra buffer of 15 to 20 minutes based on traffic. So if we look at the Dallas Fort Worth International Airport, and I would say Wylie is probably going to be the least convenient one to get there, as you can see, but you can pop over on George Bush here anyways and head pretty much straight over there into the north entrance of the airport. But still, 41 minutes, 38 miles. So again, you probably want to give yourself an hour at least But again, I always recommend using the Waze app just because it always lets you know. So if you got a trip, a trip coming up, put in the time in that Waze app, and it's going to tell you exactly when you need to leave your house and get there based on traffic and everything else. It's one of the absolute best apps I've found for driving around, especially navigating a new city. But otherwise, if you're not commuting into downtown Dallas, then you've got a short trip on the weekend if you want to go down there and have some fun. So if you're working from a home or remote working or whatever the case may be, maybe you have a business that's in the area and you want to get away and go to Dallas for the weekend, it's going to be very simple to do for you, only about 30 minutes. And that's pretty much the case with any of these cities up here. Lucas or Parker, Murphy will probably hit 75 and take you'll hit 75 right here and take that all the way into downtown Dallas. And that's going to be pretty easy to do as well. 75 is usually mostly in good shape to get down there. But again, it just depends. Now, commuting wise, 75 can get bunched up pretty significantly, especially in this area between Plano and Richardson and 635. That's a pretty major intersection as far as the highways. The high five, the mix master, whatever you want to call it. And so you want to be mindful of that again. But, if you're in Sachse or Wylie, you could hit George Bush Turnpike and come over this way. 30 gets interesting, I would say, as well in this area, getting to downtown Dallas. So that could be a problem spot for you there as well. You could hit, this is like Garland Road, 78, but it's all stoplights. And I probably would not recommend doing that at all whatsoever to get down here if you were going to downtown Dallas. But you have a couple of different shots, whichever way you want to go, whether you're in Lucas, Parker, or Murphy over here. You're probably going to hit 75 and just head straight down. But again, always just kind of map that out and see where you're going. But if we look over here in Wylie, we started our vlog actually where we were right here off of Main Street or, the Old Town, which is going to be pretty much, should be right in this area. Yeah. So right down here, you see Old City Park. So you're going to have the old section, the old historic part, which I really like, of Wylie right here. You're going to have a lot more of your newer stuff right over here. And you can see these yellow patches are going to be your main commercial spots. So you got the park over here. Look, you got another little section over here that you got a Best Western, it looks like. But we can zoom in here a little bit on each of these. But otherwise, this is Old Town right in here. You got the Landon Winery, OMG Creamery, Ballard Street Cafe, Cheesesteak House. So everything around here is the old historical district, and that's a pretty cool place to go. And then you're going to come down here and you're going to find your more, your Chick-fil-A's, your Starbucks, your, the newer part, or at least the newer pieces of this day and age. But so this is, you got Fuzzy's Taco Shop, Burger King. I like Fuzzy's a lot. Pretty good. They got some pretty good stuff over there. I definitely would go there over Taco Bell, but that's just my opinion. It's kind of like a Chipotle, but it's a taco shop. But you can get some bowls and all that other good stuff there as well. Naked Bliss Studio, KFC. So yeah, more of your chain restaurants are going to be in this area. There's a really cool burger spot down here that's just off the beaten path that you should definitely check out. Here's Linky's Barbecue. And also you got the Baptist Church right there, Wylie Outdoor, the Lawnmower Store, Dollar General, Mijas Taqueria. So you can see Rainbow Donuts, lots to do right down here, especially along Ballard, along the old historic district right there. So that's where most people tend to go and hang out. You got Wylie East High School over here, and then you have main Wylie High School over here. So depending on where you live, you would either go to that high school or the Wylie East. You've got another Water's Edge Park over here, but that's more in the Murphy area. But again, you're super close to each lake. That's going to be the main benefits of living in Wylie. Lots of new construction opportunities. We cover that kind of in the vlog tour a little bit. But you'll see just all around here, you can see you still got some space throughout here. Notice how some of these streets are not so clumped together. I mean, here clearly you have some a good concentration of homes as well. But the thing is about this whole northeast corridor up here is you're going to start finding bigger lots. You're going to find it's easier to find 1 acre lots and 2 acre lots and a little bit more land. Now, I'll tell you what, when you get up here into Lucas and Fairview, It does get a lot more pricey, so that's just something to keep in mind. We cover that in our vlogs as well, but otherwise, you've got Old City Park, you've got Founders Park as well. We covered that. You're not too far right down here from Woodbridge Golf Club as well. If you want to get over there, take some swings. But again, you got Avalon Park right here on the water. I mean, all these spots around here in Wylie are really cool, fun to do. You've got other parks all around the lake. Levon Lake's a great lake to hang out, get your boating done and everything like you want, just have your good old fun on the lake. So, that kind of sums up Wylie right there, just to kind of give you the high level overview. Let's go cruise around. Let's go cruise you around a couple of Wylie neighborhoods just for a minute so you can see it for yourself. And then we'll come back and get into Sachse. According to niche.com, Wylie has been ranked the number 23 best suburb to buy a house in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It has an A rating overall for the public schools. Population around 50,000 people. Median home values around $227,000. 78% of the homeowners own their home, and the median household income is around $92,000. All right, so now we're taking a look at Sachse here, and yes, that's how it's pronounced, is Sachse. And you can see the kind of the outline around here, what it covers. Ooh, let's clear Wylie out of here. Let's do that. That'll kind of give us a better border as we do this here. So Sachse should be able to, there we go, much better border now. As you can see, Woodbridge is actually in Wylie, but you've got a Walmart Supercenter here. You've got Sachse High School down here. There wasn't much, most everything is along Highway 78. That's the highway we mentioned when we were talking about Wylie. You can take 78 all the way down and then pretty much, skip down into downtown Dallas. But again, that's going to be all stoplights. So 2-3 lanes, a little bit throughout there. But again, just depending on what's going on the highways, it could be a better option or whatnot. But otherwise, yeah, Sachse, you got definitely some new construction going on in here, considered a much smaller community. And it is, but the schools there are pretty much A-rated. Something I forgot to mention in Wylie as well is that their schools are A-rated as well, according to niche.com. Sachse is going to be also in the same area. All these schools in this area are deemed pretty good. So what you're going to see here is mostly just residential up here, other than what's going on Highway 78. There's not a lot going on really in Sachse. I mean, the thing is that these are considered kind of a smaller country towns or Texas towns, you could say, but they're growing, of course, because that's where a lot of movement is happening. But here you got Whataburger, McDonald's, Waffle House, UPS. I mean, more of your chains are going to be here, the Kroger. And that's the thing is that, of course, when you look in comparison, Frisco is maxing out at this point. I want to say maxing out, but it's very difficult to find new construction in there. A lot of things are moving up to Prosper, Salina, Melissa, Anna, all this way. So New Hope, Princeton, we have a full vlog tour on Princeton as well, especially if you're an investor. There's some great opportunities over there. But you see here, this section right here is, I believe, just underutilized, but this is where a lot of growth is happening. And so it's still, larger lots, more acreage. it still could be considered a little bit country as well. And you'll see that when we cover Parker. But, that's the other good thing too. You still have access to the highways. It's just a good option, but nobody ever asks us about these areas whenever they come in town, at least at first. Now, we've, of course, sold several homes in all of these areas, but most of the time, everyone comes in asking about Frisco or Plano or Prosper or something like that. But otherwise, you got some good options going on here. But you got Sachse High School down here again. Schools are mostly A-rated in the area. You've got one little park right here, Salmon Park right there. Or it could be Salmon. Actually, I don't really know if it's Salmon or Salmon. But, hey, we'll go with it there. Let's see. You got the police department right here, Barefoot Lodge Private School, Mr. Pied. What is that? Mediterranean restaurant. All right. And then you got your donut or the pizzas, gourmet pizza right there, community barbecue and grill. That looks like a pretty cool spot right there. So again, you have options, but it's mainly going to be along the main highway. You've got your Walmart, you got LA Fitness. So if you need to hit the gym after you hit the gourmet pizza shop, then you have that option as well. But overall, Sachse, population is going to be around 26,000. So again, growing. You think about Prosper's right up around there right now too, but it's growing significantly. Salina is around there as well up there. But Salina is actually slated for 350,000 people. So just think about that. As these areas start to grow, you look at your homes and what you can buy now for the pricing, for the where the interest rates are, there's going to be some serious appreciation built in these homes. Likely, I can't guarantee that, but I'm just saying likely that's what's going to happen. Texas is a very business-friendly state, a very freedom-friendly state. And so we're just having a huge influx, not just of people, but of corporations as well. And this Northeast corridor is going to start getting gobbled up quite a bit, in my opinion. So just trying to give you a high-level overview, but otherwise, Sachse, not too much going on there. It still has everything you need from day to day. But again, you're probably going to end up bopping over to Plano or, might even go to Garland, to check things out. But likely you're going to go to Plano or Allen if you want to get away for a day of shopping, but otherwise you have everything you need for your day-to-day activity. But with that, I think let's go check out Sachse. Let's go cruise around a couple of the neighborhoods so you can see it for yourself. And then we'll come back and take a look at Murphy. Sachse has been rated, according to niche.com, as the number 28 best suburb to buy a house in Dallas-Fort Worth, has an A rating overall for the public school systems, population around 25,600. The median home value is around $241,000. 87% of the residents own their home, and the median income is around $102,000. All right, so now here we are taking a look at Murphy. You can see it's pretty much, it's pretty simple as far as you got everything you need pretty much in one spot down here at this intersection. You take a look at this. You've got the Walmart Supercenter, you got Jersey Mike's, you got Sonic, you got Wendy's, a Panda Express, Raising Cane's, Brahms. all the chains are all on that side. You come over to this side, you got Taco Cabana, Italian Bistro, Club B4 or Club 4 Fitness, China Fang, Chipotle. That's all that matters, right? Is the Chipotle. Backyard Murphy, Jason's Deli, Tropical Smoothie, Whataburger, 24-hour Fitness, Sticky Rice. So you can see pretty much everything's concentrated right on that main intersection for Murphy. We walked you around a little bit in Murphy Central Park. You can see you've got things to do, quite a few trails that get you back here. And I like how the park extends even a little further to the north and south there. So it gives you a little bit more room to work in. And so that's just something to keep in mind there. You got Murphy Middle School right there. And let's see here. Otherwise, look where we go. We lost it. So otherwise, Murphy is again, A+ rated schools, population, again, around 20,000. You can see it's a little bit more concentrated on the homes as well. And so, a little bit more closer together. You can find some of the bigger lots down here on the south side, as you can see there. And again, not that far. You're close here to Breckenridge Park, Pecan Hollow Golf Course as well. So all of this is very accessible, easy to bop down to Highway 78, get to George Bush Turnpike. Of course, that's going to be the easiest way to get you over to the airport as well. And then, and if you want to go to downtown Dallas, you could easily hit 75 or the toll or the turnpike and get down to 30. So you got a couple of good options. It's kind of nestled right there in the middle, but overall Murphy's a pretty good spot. And again, not too much going on, I would say, as far as there's a couple of things going on, but not just well known for its exciting life. It's definitely a much slower life over there, but again, you have everything that you need close by, so it's not that far. And you got the park, places to eat, grocery shop, everything you need, again, is going to be right there in Murphy. And also not that far from Lavon Lake and Lake Ray Hubbard. So on these outer edges right here, it's something that you can easily get to, which makes it really great in the summertime to enjoy that lake life, which, by the way, we've got a full video on the lake life here in Dallas as well. Thought you might find that helpful, or you should definitely check that out, but it's a pretty good one. So anyways, let's go take a cruise around Murphy so you can see some of the neighborhoods yourself, and then we'll jump back in and get over to Parker. Murphy's been rated by niche.com as the #3 best place to raise a family in Collin County. It has an A+ rating overall for the public schools, population around 20,600. The median home value is around $351,000. 85% of the residents own their home, and the median household income is around $126,000. All right, so now we're taking a look at Parker. And of course, when we started out our vlog for Parker, we started out at South Fork Ranch, very well known for the Dallas TV show. This is where that ranch is and where that TV show was filmed. So you can see right here, South Fork Ranch, major tourist attraction right now, still popular to this day, of course. And that's where we started out on the vlog for Parker. I'm actually walking kind of down the road for the mansion there, you could say, the White House mansion that was ever so popular. They still got the Longhorns out there in the field. It's a tourist destination. It's a venue. So you can do quite a few things out there, host events, weddings, all kinds of stuff. You're right across over here. You've got the Parker Rose Garden as well. So you can go check that out. But you'll see here, Parker, you're going to get much larger lots as well. You can see how everything is pretty much spaced out. Look at all the roads around here. I mean, there's not a serious concentration of much going on in Parker. You don't even really have a major section of the commercial aspect. You're going to either head over here. You're either going to head down to Murphy to that major section right below you, or you're going to come over here to 75, which, by the way, I-75, everything you need, want, and desire pretty much is going to be along 75. So even like Sam's Club, there's a Costco right over here too. I mean, you've got Best Buy. I'm just going off of memory, but otherwise you got restaurant. I mean, they're just scattered. I mean, they just line all of 75. It's one of the busiest areas for commercial. So, if you're in Parker, again, you're going to have what you need. You can bop down here to Murphy to get everything you need as far as everyday life, but then you're not that far from 75 to get over here or to Allen, Plano. All these areas right over here have plenty of what you need, to get through. And it's just really simple, but otherwise you're going to find some much larger lots out here and, just a little bit more privacy. So if that's what you're looking for, then Parker could be a good option for you as well. Just a couple of new construction communities going on right there. So again, limited in inventory at this time, but overall, it's a great area and it's nestled right in the middle, but easiest access probably to get over to 75 if you're going to go to downtown Dallas. But you can see here, if you were to bop down to George Bush, if you came this way, then you're going to have, you're either going to have to go up to 75 or you're going to have to come all the way down to 30. So probably easier if you, depending on where you live, just to come over here and hit 75 and then head down that way. But again, you kind of get used to all that, figure out some different routes, what may work for you if you're going to be commuting. But if you're going to be commuting to Plano or Frisco, then, pretty much you're going to have, some easy access to get over there, especially Plano. And that's where a lot of corporations are moving right now. So something to consider, but definitely Parker's a great option. You want some larger lots, a little bit more privacy, and you don't mind driving a little ways one way or the other to get some groceries and things like that. So let's go cruise around Parker and check out some of the neighborhoods in that area. And then we'll come back and take a look at Lucas. According to niche.com, Parker has been ranked number 9 best place to raise a family in Collin County, has an overall public school rating of A+. Population's only around 4,700 people. 94% of the residents own their home, and the median home value is around $555,000, and the median income is around $135,000. All right, so now we're looking at Lucas, which is pretty much on the west side of Lavon Lake, as you can see, other than the parks and areas that kind of border that whole spot. Lucas, definitely a lot more spaced out. Now, you're going to step up in price quite a bit here in the Lucas area, but look, you can see all the roads and how well spaced out everything is. So again, you're going to have the option for much larger lots, acres, 2 acres, 3 acres, 4, just depending on what you can find there. A couple of new construction opportunities there, not that many. Again, inventory is pretty low. And then you have Lovejoy High School. So Lovejoy High School rated, actually was the number 1 school in all of Collin County. And Collin County is where you have Frisco, Plano, Prosper, Allen, McKinney. So Lovejoy was rated number 1. I'm showing now on Niche, it looks like they've dropped to number 2, right below Frisco, which they've always kind of gone back and forth. But overall, Lovejoy kind of feeds into Lucas and Fairview. Depending on where you're at in Fairview, you might naturally feed into Lovejoy. Now, Lovejoy is a tuition-based public school if you don't live in the area feeding into it. So last I found out is around $9,000 for middle school and around $11,000 for high school. Or that could be flip-flop. So I think that's actually flip-flop. $11,000 for either elementary or middle school, and then $9,000 for high school. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you live down here in Parker or the St. Paul area, which there's not much going on there, you might ask about that. But again, that's just lots and some residential area really. Then you have, if you're in Parker or any of this area over here and you want to pay to get into Lovejoy, you can do that, which is one of the top rated schools, not just in Collin County, but in all of Texas, rated number 10 in Texas. So, but again, here in Lucas, we've got a full vlog tour on Lucas, much larger lots, and you can see the homes are going to be a lot more expensive in this area. So Lucas, the median home price, I know they say is around 600,000, but last I've been looking out there, there's not much less than 700,000 to 800,000. So, based on inventory, just not a lot of inventory in that area either. They do have a little bit of new construction going on there, but it's mostly sold out. So it just depends. We'd have to dig and find something that may be coming back on market. But otherwise, super easy access to get to the lake. You've got easy access to get over here to Allen. Actually, Lucas and Allen kind of flip-flop on zip codes, or, your address could be Allen versus Lucas, but you could be, in the Lucas area. So yeah, very makes sense, but it's all confusing at the same time. But otherwise, you can see, look at the roads. You can just see how spaced out everything is. I don't think that will be the case here in a few more years. That's the thing, is that we've talked about Frisco is busting at the seams. Not a lot of new construction communities going on in Plano. McKinney, a lot of it's happening up here on the north side, right up in here. So where everything is moving up here, right? So all of this is going to get built out because Frisco's pretty much sold out on new construction, and they've pretty much built everywhere they need to. There's a couple of new communities, but again, sold out. So everything's moving over here to Princeton, moving over here to Fairview, moving over here to Lucas. So it's going to start coming out this way, right? And so that's the other thing, is that, people talk about market crashing and everything. I just don't think that's really going to be the case with Dallas, because look at all this land. Look at all this area that Dallas can continue to build outside of Dallas. It can just keep growing and growing all the way up to Oklahoma. So when you have all of this out here, that's unlike several other areas. If you come down, let's just take a look at even Austin real quick. You look at Austin, there's hill country all through here, so it makes it very difficult to build. You've got main rivers running right through the middle of it. And again, because it's in hill country, that limits a lot in Austin. So that's why it's becoming so pricey. Look at Houston. Of course, you're waterlocked by the bay, by the Gulf, so only thing you have is that you can start expanding out here, but that still can make homes and prices and everything over here a lot more valuable. The thing is with Dallas, you look at Dallas, I think the real estate's going to pretty much stay in check, because there's so much area to build out here that people will always just say, well, you know what, I'll just drive an extra 5 or 10 minutes and save $100,000 on my house. And they're going to continue to build just moving this way, basically all of this way, Salina, Gunter, I'm sure, Van Alls, Van Alstyne, Anna, Melissa, all these. This is where all the expansion is going at this time right now. And so this is a great area because you're nestled between Dallas and the lake. So that's always going to likely rise in value as well. So something else to keep in mind as it goes. And then, everything out here, if you want a less expensive home, this is where people are moving to. Again, Salina's slated for 350,000 homes. And they just, I think one developer did just secure like 7,000 acres along where they're going to be extending the tollway all through here. So as they extend that tollway, that's going to make Salina and Gunter and this whole area blow up even more. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you want to get in right now, whenever real estate's good in this area and you still want to be kind of close to downtown Dallas and easy access to the lakes, although I'm sure everything around Lake Ray Roberts right here, that might be the ideal spot to buy some land right now. I'll tell you what. Because once everything starts to grow, it's just going to encircle that. So that could be an option or a consideration too. But otherwise, Lucas, great spot. And again, one of the best high schools in all of Collin County and Dallas as well. So something to definitely keep in consideration. But let's go cruise around some of the Lucas neighborhoods so you can see it for yourself. Lucas has been ranked number 7 best place to raise a family in Collin County, according to niche.com, with an overall school rating of A. Population around 7,700 people. Median home value around $595,000. 96% of the residents own their home, and the median income is around $160,000. All right, so that's going to bring us up to our last spot here in Fairview. And you can see Fairview's a nice little chunk right over here. Allen kind of is right below and right to the west of it. But this is the main intersection where we started out. You can see here you've got a Whole Foods. Fairview is definitely more pricey. And so you've got Whole Foods, a lot of really nice shopping right here. This is kind of like an outdoor mall. And they've got everything you need. I mean, Macy's, the Container Store, Boomer Jacks, Whole Foods, Dillard's, Old Navy, Elliott's, Zoe's Kitchen, JCPenney, the Point and Skate Shop. I mean, Pi 314. You've got the police department. You know, everything you pretty much need. All this major section right here. And then on top of that, you have the Village at Allen, right? I mean, look at this. TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Burlington, Dick's Sporting Goods, Target, Best Buy. Everything you need right there. But again, look at Fairview, look at the streets, look how spaced out everything is. And, so there's, you're still going to have larger lots, be able to get some 2, 3, 4 acre lots. Then you've got the Heritage Ranch and Golf Country Club. I mean, that's a really great area to golf that inside of Fairview as well. Keep you close to home, but you can see pretty much you have everything you need, but it's going to be centered off this main commercial spot right down here, or I should say anchored off of that, the main commercial spot. And then of course you have 75 and the SRT, the Sam Rayburn Tollway. And again, anything, this is Frisco right here. So you got Frisco. How's that? How's my writing? That looks pretty good. To put a little dot right there. So Frisco is all right there. Then you have Allen right here. Allen right here as well. And then you got McKinney right up here. So it's bordering McKinney, Frisco, Allen, which makes it very desirable. And again, a lot more pricey as well. So just something to keep in consideration. But again, larger lots, just kind of like the same story that I keep saying over and over again with all these areas over here. And, that's why I said I believe that this whole Northeast corridor is kind of like the hidden gem of Dallas. Nobody ever asked for it whenever they come in. I don't think we've ever had anybody say, hey, specifically, I want to look in Fairview. But we do end up having people buy in these areas because, whenever inventory is limited or they want new construction only or something like that, then we broaden the search a little bit, but also still they don't want to compromise on school systems or amenities or restaurants or shopping or things like that. So these are great spots. They just don't get a lot of press at all, a lot of notoriety. I'm not sure why that is, but hey, we'll just keep it between us for right now. So just something to keep in mind, but otherwise it's a really great option over here and you're close to the lakes, the highways. I would say probably the biggest downside is getting over to the airport or downtown Dallas. But again, it's very manageable and you just have to figure out different ways. But even from like Fairview, you can see here, that's going to be a much easier to get right here on 121, which goes all the way down into the north entrance of the airport. So therefore, or you can just jump on 75 to get all the way to downtown Dallas. So that is very, very simple from the Fairview standpoint. I mean, like I said, Lucas, Murphy, a little bit more, Parker is just a little bit more driving to get over there, but it's not that bad. You're talking about 5 or 10 minutes just to get to one of the major highways. But again, if you like country, you like privacy, you like larger lots, then any of these areas are really going to serve you well, And so I hope you found this helpful. Don't worry, we're still going to get in the car and go cruise around Fairview a little bit as well, but I just wanted to cap this off with saying I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please comment below. Tell us where you live or what you'd like to know specifically about these areas. We'll see what we can do to cover that on the next video. And well, again, whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. Happy to help you make that smooth move to Dallas. And until next time, well, we hope to show you around town. Fairview has been ranked number 6 best place to raise a family in Collin County, according to niche.com, has an A+ rating overall for public schools, population around 8,800 people, median home value around $376,000, 77% of the residents own their home, and the median income is around $95,000.